listening to the Brian Black Experience with your host, Brian Black.
So you talked a little bit about just kind of switching gears a little bit about the history of hair, and I think I threw that at you before when we were emailing each other because I was having a conversation with a young lady about just that and how sensitive particularly African American women are about their hair and weaves and wigs and things like that. Can you give us a little, and then you started a briefly already, can you just give us, going back a little history lesson on African American women and hair?
So, like I said, if you go back in history, it started with the Egyptian culture, and we consider those to be our Black people. They really were at the forefront of hair additions because a lot of that defined their socioeconomical status. So depending on what the hair extensions were made of, kind of determined where they were. Same with us like today. Those of us who have a little bit of money to spend towards that, we go for the premium hair, which we consider our Remy Virgins, all that kind of stuff. For those of us who want the look but may not have as much money to spend towards it, we'll go to the beauty supply store and buy a pack. So it's really kind of the same type of breakdown, but it has been passed, throughout the centuries. And then I just kind of always go back to remembering when we said, what celebrity, oh my God, they have a hair weave, and it was like at the time, it was $1,000 at least to have this hair weave put in, and then now it's become so popular that people are installing weaves and extensions for as little as $200.
Wow. Now, were Caucasian women also big on hair pieces and extensions?
Absolutely. So Caucasian women, they did it long before, I'll say, a lot of African American women did it, because again, money was the factor. So you had to have the money to do that. A lot of, for Caucasians, they did things called integrations. So because their hair is a lot finer, they would get a unit made that would be done on kind of a net, and they could put it on and they could pull their hair through it. So it would kind of blend with their hair, but make it look as if their hair was a lot fuller. Right. Or what we do now, we call it pieces. They would just add a couple of pieces to their hair to make it look fuller. That has pretty much been what they've used throughout the years. Or a fusion method, which is taking hair and you use a little ball of wax and you kind of glue it to the hair strand. But there's a lot of different ways, but they have a lot of different things that they do with it as well.
Now, is that still the case? Do you find that it's more and if you don't know, you don't know, just in terms of like a breakdown culturally, like these days, is it about even in terms of, African American clients, male or female, to Caucasian clients in terms of buying weaves and extensions?
It would depend on, area wise, number one. But then if you're just talking about culturally,
also culturally,
I couldn't say, one or the other, but I know there is a lot. But of course, African Americans, we really do dominate the beauty market. So we spend a lot more of our money into beauty. And that's from, again, the basic low pack hairs that you buy at the beauty supply stores all the way up through ordering hair from other countries and having it shipped in to be installed, So we really contribute a lot to the beauty industry, and it's a $1 billion industry.
And like you said, being the